Just don't get it. Because the auto saves, I don't know how to do that. Does it work? So you don't hear me in the... I'm unloading, I'm going on help and going back to loading. It didn't? So I put... let's see.
Take your time. Careful with your words. Admirable. Take your time. Are you all right? Take your time. Careful with your words. Admirable.
I'm just gonna tell you right now, Dima. I'm in the Institute.
That's quite an admission to make. I'm used to the Institute striking from the shadows. I'll say this to you. I'm not your enemy. I only wish to live here, in peace, with my people. As a scientist, can you not see the value of independent synth life? You have a chance here to witness how wondrous that could be. All you have to do is do nothing. Don't tell your fellow researchers about us. Don't tell them we're here.
I don't suppose there's any way you and your people would return to the Institute peacefully.
I appreciate the offer. I do, actually. No one wants bloodshed, but we can't go back. And I'm not going to hide. If you want us, fine. But we'll fight for this. For Acadia's existence. Consider my offer. Don't say anything. What have you got to lose? Now, did you need anything else?
Who are you? What's your story?
I came to this island over a century ago, hiding from my creators, the Institute. But after my escape felt secured, I was left with nothing. No programmed task. No false memories. I spent a year just sitting in a cave. Just sitting. One day, it finally occurred that maybe I could decide for myself what to do, who I was. I've been doing that ever since. Was there anything else?
I'm in the Brotherhood of Steel, and we have plenty to say about synths. How dangerous they are.
We're not dangerous. Those who've used us, tried to replace humans with my kind, they're dangerous. All we want is to live in peace. On our own. See for yourself. Walk through Acadia. Talk to my people. We aren't a threat to anyone.
I don't suppose there's any way you and your people will surrender peacefully.
I appreciate that. I do. But judging by the reputation your leaders have, I doubt they would accept surrender even if I wanted to offer it. Even if they would take us prisoner, we can't live in cages ever again. If you want us, fine, but we'll fight for this. For Acadia's existence. Consider my offer. Just see what we're trying to accomplish here. What have you got to lose? Now, did you need anything else?
Tell me more about this place, Acadia.
All I want is to bring as many synths here as I can, and give them a chance to know what they really are. To embrace it. Beyond that, we just want to live in peace. I don't have any grand plans for expansion. Just existing as we are now is enough. Was there anything else?
I'm part of a group that helps synths. A railroad.
Really? I don't understand why a group dedicated to helping synths would convince them through fear that their only option is to hide. Yes, they volunteer for the memory wipe. Yes, not knowing you're a synth makes it harder for the Institute to find you. But the cost, I know how frightening it is, the risk of capture. But sacrificing what you are, avoiding the true struggle to be accepted as our own form of life?
Are you saying you don't want the railroad's help?
It's not about that. It's about how you've let fear blind your cause.
I hadn't thought about it like that. I'm sorry.
So am I. Your heart is in the right place, and it's unfair of me to judge, while I enjoy relative safety from so far away. Was there anything else I can do for you?
So, everyone here in Acadia is a synth?
Yes. Either they were escapees we managed to find before the Institute could, or they were victims of a mind wipe, and we revealed the truth to them.
I should get going.
Of course.
Perhaps we're in there a long time. Are you feeling all right?
I'm fine. You worry too much.
Sometimes I feel like you don't worry enough. You know we blew 3 more relays this week. I'm coming in. You stay right there.
I was having a hard enough time keeping up with repairs before all this nonsense with the atom lunatics.
They're nothing you need to be concerned about.
It's not them. I'm concerned about you, Dima. You can't solve all the world's problems. Certainly not all at once.
Dearest Faraday, relax. All will be fine.
So, you've talked to Dima. You know why we're here. I certainly hope that you'll consider helping us. Dima's vision is worth fighting for.
So you're a synth?
I am. I hope that's not a problem for you. Dima has worked hard to create a place for us where we can be safe from those who don't accept us. He's put so much of himself into this, all his time and energy devoted to helping others. He never stops to think of himself. Sometimes I worry about, well, if I wasn't here to make sure his equipment is all functional. And that's not even mentioning maintaining the fog condensers. So many things to keep track of.
You do all this work yourself?
Mostly, yes. I get help from the others when I can, but no one else really understands Dima the way I do.
Can you tell me about the fog condensers?
Oh, those? Dima and I designed them when it became clear the fog was only getting worse. They're effective, but have such a limited range. Dima insisted we provide them to the people of Far Harbor, and I'm so glad we did. Without the condensers, I'm not sure they'd have anywhere left.
Dima looks like he's had a lot of work done.
Well, that's certainly an understatement. Between the two of us, we've made so many modifications. He was just a prototype, never built for all this. It took a lot to overcome the limitations of the original design and expand his memory. It really is remarkable, isn't it? He's overcome so much. He's become so much more than he once was. And all he thinks of is others.
If there's anything I can do to help out, just let me know.
Well, if you're determined to help, there is something you could do. It's likely somewhat dangerous, though, so I understand if you'd rather not. There's a boat along the coast of the island. It was transporting some hardware we needed. Storage drives. The boat never finished the trip, you see, so the drives are still out there. I could really use them here for extra parts, if nothing else. My understanding is that the boat wrecked southwest of here, so does this sound like something you could handle?
What happened to the boat? Why didn't it make it?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Trappers, fog crawlers, there's no end to what's out there, and what might still be out there. The point is that we already lost someone once, and I don't want to see that happen again. So, are you up for it?
Sure thing, Faraday. I'll get the drives for you.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it.
You track Kasumi here. I'm impressed. Perhaps not as quietly or efficiently as possible, but thankfully she was never in any real danger. I'm afraid your journey was unnecessary. So, I understand you've seen a good bit of our island. What do you think?
I assume you're not planning on staying long.
Ugh, circuitry is completely fried.
Kasumi Nakano?
Sorry, I'm right in the middle of something.
What's that you're working on?
Just trying to cobble some pre-war junk into something usable. Now, do you mind telling me what you're doing here?
I'm a detective. I was hired to find you.
You're a what? You came all this way... for me?
You left without telling your folks why. You must have known they'd be worried.
Look, my mom and dad... I mean, those people that were taking care of me, they wouldn't want me back. Not if they knew the truth.
What do you mean?
I'm not their daughter. I'm a synth. I thought if I just left, it would be easier for them. How would that conversation have gone anyway? I've been lying to you this whole time? Your real daughter is dead and I replaced her?
Listen, do you have any proof that you're actually a synth?
Little things. Dreams of waking up in a lab. Years I can't remember from when I was a kid. Not to mention how I never quite fit in back at home.
Kasumi, I think you're just confused. Everyone has doubts about who they are sometimes. That's part of life.
I really wish that was true. If I wasn't a synth, things would be so much simpler. Acadia isn't what I thought it was. There's more going on here than just the refuge. But I can't leave until I've gotten to the bottom of it. I've been running long enough.
What kind of problem is there in Acadia?
It's a long story. I just have to figure out how to... Wait, you find things, track down answers. That's what you do, right? That's why you came after me. What if I told you that there's a secret? A big secret here, on this island. Something way more important than just one lost girl.
What are you talking about?
Where to begin? You saw all those computers that Dima's hooked up to, right? They hold his memories, or offload data from his brain. Or maybe some combination of both? Well, Faraday asked me to help do some repairs on them, and, you know, I got curious. There's like a century's worth of life experiences in there. And that's when I see it. Data models Dima has been making. One was the fog taking over Far Harbor. Another was a nuclear detonation on the island. Plus, death counts. What if Dima is so open and welcoming because he's actually hiding something from us? A plan to wipe out the rest of the island.
We should get to the bottom of this. If Dima is putting on an act, we need to know.
You don't trust Dima? After you came all this way for him?
I didn't come to Acadia for him. I came here because this place offered answers. And now that I found a place I belong, I'd rather not lose it all if Dima is secretly planning to destroy everything.
I'll help if I can, but that's not much to go on.
I know. I've been working on that, but I haven't had much luck. I keep seeing Dima, Faraday, and Chase head into the laboratory at the other end of the hall. Then they come out later looking like they've been arguing. There's actually a storage space right next to there. It'd be a perfect spot to hide and eavesdrop, but it's been locked up. I've also tried breaking into Faraday's terminal, since he and Dima are so close, but the security on it is crazy. Hello? You're just standing there. You're not saying anything.
Eavesdropping on the next meeting sounds like our best bet. I'll see if I can find a way inside that room.
Okay. Good luck, and come back as soon as you found anything.
From one case to a new one. It's never easy for us, is it? You building a collection or something?
I swear someone has the key to that storage room. Maybe Cog? He's always moving supplies around as they come in.
That's it.
We need to accomplish this without bloodshed. Far Harbor and the children of Adam have a right to exist on this island, the same as us.
They're going to kill each other, Dima. There's no stopping it. We need to pick a side now.
Haven't we already picked a side? Building the fog condensers around Far Harbor wasn't exactly a neutral act.
We couldn't stand by and let the people of this island die to the fog.
Just like you couldn't just leave the Cult of Adam without a home? Giving them the submarine base was a mistake. The nucleus, as they're calling it, is basically one big fortified position.
Far Harbor had cast them out. They have strange beliefs, but they have always accepted us for what we are. And Confessor Martin was a friend.
Well, the new Confessor isn't. High Confessor Tectus is an unstable megalomaniac, and he's gonna keep threatening us as long as we're helping Far Harbor.
Guys, can we talk about the elephant in the room? We keep dancing around it.
My old memory banks in the submarine base.
I can't believe you never told me about those. I have to wait until they become a security risk.
I know how it looks in hindsight, but at the time, it was an act of trust. I was honestly more worried they'd accidentally trip the pre-war security and get hurt, giving the children my old home, allowing them to safeguard my old memories. I thought our people would be working together.
Just how secure are the banks? How long do we have? and what's in them.
I've gone over this before, Chase. I don't know what's in them. That's how it works. It's as close to forgetting something as I have, but I've run some projections of worst-case scenarios. If we do nothing and the wrong knowledge falls in the wrong hands...
So send me over there. I'll be in and out in a day.
We can't risk it. They know you're from Acadia. If you're caught, or even seen, then it's war.
We should at least prepare her to go in. We're running out of options. I say we tell her how to crack into the memory banks.
You've been working on this without me?
It came up in a private moment, Chase. But yes, we've been writing a program that will let you access and download my memories. It's not going to be like a normal hack. You'll be breaking through a version of my own mental network. It'll consider you to be an intruder. I've loaded the program with some instructions I've recorded that will help guide you through it. I'm afraid it's difficult to explain without seeing it for yourself.
I'm finishing up some tweaks to the program right now. I'll leave a copy of it for you on my desk when I'm done.
Get the program, use it to break into the memory banks. Got it.
Hopefully you won't have to. We'll keep monitoring the situation. I only want you going in if we have no other choice.
He's got his fingers everywhere on this island. And whatever's in his memories isn't something we can wait for someone else to find. I've been told the Valentine Detective Agency signs are an eyesore, but they sure bring in the business. No accounting for taste.
Yes.
Say the word if you want me to take a look at that terminal.
That's it.
Any chance? You got a second now?
You're new here too, huh? I mean...
Arcadia may not look like much from the outside. It's all science.
You see a lot of folks at their worst in that line of work. Hard to not let it get to you. Sure don't make them like they used to.
I'm in.
You track Kasumi here. I'm impressed. Perhaps not as quietly or efficiently as possible, but thankfully she was never in any real danger. I'm afraid your journey was unnecessary.
So, you're saying you could have done a better job of it? Didn't know it was a competition.
Yes, absolutely. Acadia is a safe haven for synths. Were it not, I would not have aided anyone in reaching it. Every synth I've tracked down, every synth convinced to come here, has been assured that he or she will come to no harm. My job is to make sure they all remain safe, no matter what. Understand?
How do you manage to track down synths and bring them here?
I have a network of contacts throughout the area. Some from my time with the Institute, some after. I know the Institute's tactics, and use that to my advantage. You have Dima's blessing, so by all means, make yourself comfortable.
So, what's your story?
I used to be a courser, returning synths that had escaped from the Institute. I was tracking a synth and instead found Dima. He convinced me of the truth and the error of my ways. I rejected the Institute, made sure they couldn't track me, and dedicated my life to instead helping synths find freedom.
I'd like to help you all. Is there anything I can do?
Actually, as a matter of fact, there is. If you're serious about contributing, well, we've got a situation I need someone to look into. You've had some experience traveling around the island, so you may be decently equipped to handle it.
What's the problem?
We were expecting a new synth to arrive, and he should have been here by now. There's been no sign of him, and I'm concerned that he might have become lost on the way here.
You have any leads on where he might be?
You should start by talking to Brooks in Far Harbor. He's one of us. He's the one who meets the new arrivals and gets them started on the journey here. Of course, he's not likely to tell you anything without proof that you're working for me. If he doesn't cooperate, tell him that his designation is L792. That should convince him. That's as much help as I can give you for now. Please, hurry. If that synth is out there alone, he won't last long.
Hey, Dima.
Feel free to say whatever is on your mind.
Well, I know you left some of your memories behind in an old submarine base. That you're worried the children of Adam will get to them.
You've been busy. I was hoping you were taking your time learning more about us. Huh. I suppose you have. Maybe this is an opportunity for both of us. I can't send any of my people without risking the children of Adam linking them back to Acadia. But you're new to the island.
thought we were getting along. One last test. The wrong synth. So long as you're carrying it.
Come on out, stranger. This doesn't have to get messy. All right, that's a start. Now just put your weapon away, and I'll do the same. Then we can talk. What were you doing up there in my camp?
You're a super mutant? I'm surprised you didn't attack me.
Yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't be so quick to jump to conclusions. Look, I don't really want any trouble. I broke off from the group I came here with a long time ago. I just started seeing things differently when we came to the island, and I couldn't stand how the other super mutants act to humans. I keep to myself up here and train my dogs. Do a bit of trade with people too. At least those that don't open fire on me. Don't see any reason we can't do the same. Come on up if you'd like. Sorry about pointing a gun at you earlier. I just get a bit jumpy when a stranger might be killing my dogs. You hungry? Here, have this.
So, why don't you hate humans like the rest of your kind seem to?
Started seeing things more clearly when we came here. Who knows? Maybe it's the fog. I just don't see what the point of us all killing each other is.
Wow. Did you train these dogs?
Yeah, as guard dogs. Not all can be trained, though. Most are used to being kicked or shot at. I can only manage a few at a time, though. So unless I find a new home for one of them, I can't really take on any more.
You just live out here, by yourself?
My kind are mostly stupid brutes. Used to trade with a couple people in Far Harbor, but they don't leave the settlement much these days. The rest of the people on the island are worse.
Got any tips about the island?
There's a lighthouse on the south end of the island. Big family of trappers lives there.
I was interested in buying one of your guard dogs.
Which one would you like?
I was interested in the dog.
Where did you want it to guard? All right. Make sure you give it a good home. Oh, hello again. Did you need something?
You interested in a trade?
There's probably a bed around if you need a rest.
I was interested in buying one of your guard dogs.
Which one would you like?
I'd like to buy the wolf.
Where did you want it to guard? All right. Make sure you give it a good home.
Unless you're hounding for a green suntan, I suggest we get a move.
Looking to trade?
I was interested in buying one of your guard dogs.
Which one would you like?
I'll take the mutant hound.
Where did you want it to... Treat him right.
one you walk away from.
Sweet.
Furies take on giant man lizard is back. This time, he is facing the sizable synthetic simian and Manzilloid versus Roborilla. Roborilla. They fight. We all lose. Boy, that sounds exciting. Not as exciting as what's playing this weekend at Eden Meadows Drive-In Cinemas. Grab your pistols. Get ready for an old-fashioned standoff as the fight and furies return. Last stand before McGee. Hungry? Partner? Why not mosey up to the concession stand? Rustle up some grub. More corral is more than just okay. You're listening to the Eden Meadows Drive-In Cinemas radio broadcast. But why just listen to movies when you could see them in glorious high-definition cinematics? But here's what we're playing now. It's Night of the Fishman's Revenge, starring Carl Dixon and Cynthia Marsh. We frozen to your seat with fear. Just listen. Ooh, how thrilling. Sends chills up my spine. The excitement never stops at Eden Meadows Cinema. Here's what's coming soon. The giant man lizard is back. This time, he is facing the sizable synthetic simian and Manzilloid versus Roborilla. Roborilla. They fight. We all lose. Wow. What an exciting lineup we have coming soon. But none of them can possibly beat what's playing now. On screen TV.
I don't think we're alone.
Grab your pistols. Get ready for an old-fashioned standoff. As the fight
Sorry,
furies
folks,
return.
won't be chewing on us.
What a... You're listening to the Eden Meadows Drive-In Cinemas
I'll be doing the world a service.
Management has informed me that public displays of affection will no longer be tolerated at Eden Meadows Drive-In. Sorry, here's what's playing now. Leave the kiddos at home for this next one. Night of the Fishman's Revenge will have them shaking in their socks. Ooh, how thrilling. Sends chills up my spine. The excitement never stops at Eden Meadows Cinema. Here's what's coming soon. It's a love triangle at the zoo. In animal magnetism. You'll go bananas. Really.
You're in for it now.
For this madcap comedy hit from the makers of the Nut Factory. Boy, that sounded exciting. Not as exciting as what's playing this weekend.
Wouldn't want it going to waste, man, would
Meadows
we?
Drive-In Cinemas. Grab your pistols.
Hey, you mind keeping an eye out for a second?
As the fight and furies return. Last stand
Thanks.
before McGee.
What'd I miss?
Yeehaw, y'all. All that Western action made me hungry. Why not rustle up some hot dogs? Available at the concession stand. You're listening to the Eden Meadows Drive-In Cinemas radio broadcast. The night at the movies beats boring conversation and family board game night every time. Here's what's playing now. Leave the kiddos at home for this next one. Night of the Fishman's Revenge will have them shaking in their socks. If you thought that sounded great, wait until you get a load of what's coming soon. At Eden Meadows Cinema. The giant man lizard is back. This time, he is facing the sizable synthetic simian and Manzilloid versus Roborilla. Roborilla. They fight. We all lose. Boy, that sounded exciting. Not as exciting as what's playing this weekend. Eden Meadows Drive-In Cinemas. Grab your pistols Get ready for an old-fashioned standoff as the fighting furies return. And last stand at Fort McGee.
Got it.
Hungry? Partner? Why not mosey up to the concession stand? Rustle up some grub. Our corral is more than just okay. You're listening to the East Drive-In Cinema's radio broadcast. But why just listen to movies when you could see them in glorious high-definition cinematic splendor? Here's what we'll find now. Leave the kiddos at home for this next one. Night of the Fisherman's Revenge will have them shaking in their socks. If you thought that sounded great, wait until you get a load of what's coming soon at Eden Meadows Cinema. It's a love triangle at the zoo. Animal magnetism. You'll go bananas. Really. This madcap comedy hit from the makers of the Nut Factory. Boy, that sounded exciting. Not as exciting as what's playing this weekend at Eden Meadows Drive-In Cinemas. Time to saddle up and circle the wagons as the fighting furies take on bandits, Apache braves, and even the Confederate Army. And last stand at Fort McGee. Yeehaw, y'all. All that Western action made me hungry. Why not rustle up some hot dogs? Available at the concession stand. You're listening to the Eden Meadows Drive-In Cinema's radio broadcast. Management has informed me that public displays of affection will no longer be tolerated at Eden Meadows Drive-In. Sorry, here's what's playing now. Leave the kiddos at home for this next one. Night of the Fisherman's Revenge will have them shaking in their socks. Ooh, how thrilling. Sends chills up my spine. The excitement never stops at Meadows Cinema. Here's what's coming soon. It's Murder Most Foul on a steam train. Bernard Switchback's latest thriller, Murder Express. You'll be surprised at the killer's locomotive. Boy, that sounded exciting. Not as exciting as what's playing this weekend at Eden Meadows Drive-In Cinemas. Time to saddle up and circle the wagons as the fighting furies take on bandits, Apache braves, and even the Confederate Army. Last stand at Fort McGee. What a rootin' tootin' good time. Speaking of tootin', rootin', why not head to the snack bar for one of our delicious root beer floats? You're listening to the Eden Meadows Drive-In Cinemas radio broadcast. Management has informed me that public displays of affection will no longer be tolerated at Eden Meadows Drive-In. Sorry, here's what's playing now. Night of the Fisherman's Revenge. Starring Carl Dixon.
Nasty cannibal.
Just listen. How thrilling. Sends chills up my spine. The excitement
Well, ain't
never
that a
stops at
blast from the
Meadows Cinema.
past?
Here's what's coming soon. Neptune is under attack from the Zebulon Empire. An only dashing space rogue, Blast Hannigan, can save the day. Invaders from beyond our galaxy. Boy, that sounded exciting. Not as exciting as what's playing this weekend at Eden Meadows Drive-In Cinemas. Keith McKinney and Stanley Van Robb stars the Fightin' Furies. And Last Stand at Fort McGee. Western from the makers of Aces and Eights. What a rootin' tootin' good time. Speaking of tootin', rootin', why not head to the snack bar for one of our delicious root beer floats? Mesozoic menace rises from a prehistoric age to terrorize our in night of visual revenge. Sounds like a real fest. How sends chills up my spine. The excitement never stops at Eden Meadows Cinema. Here's what's coming soon. Savage land, filled with ancient magic and killer beasts await you. Into the hollow earth, filmed in glorious dino vision. Wow, what an exciting lineup we have coming soon. But none of them can possibly beat what's playing now on Screen B. Keith McKinney and Furies stand at Order E, Western, makers of Aces, Ace. Yeehaw, y'all. All that Western action made me hungry. Why not rustle up some hot dogs? Available at the concession stand. You're listening to the Meadows Drive-In Cinema's radio broadcast. Management has informed me that public displays of affection will no longer be tolerated at Eden Meadows Drive-In. Sorry, here's what's playing now. The Mesozoic menace rises from a prehistoric lake to terrorize our women. In night of fisherman's revenge. Sounds like a real screen fest. If you thought that sounded great, wait until you get a load of what's coming soon. At Eden Meadows Cinema. It's murder most foul on a steam train and Bernard Switchback's latest thriller, The Murder Express. You'll be surprised at the killer's locomotive. Wow, what an exciting lineup we have coming soon. None of them can possibly beat what's playing now.
While unconfirmed at this time, the possibility of escape since may have been the trigger for this shootout. Things are getting rough out there, folks. Might want to think twice before leaving the safety of Diamond City. Next up is Cole Porter with Anything Goes. Maybe not the best.
Terminal somewhere.
One way to get the cool. Something out there. What's that?
Suffer and bleed!
anything you can't haul,